Well, it's just a matter of time, only 5 more days to go until Christmas is approaching. Hey, what's up everyone? It is I am the one and only Pac-Man here, and I am from the likes of the NiGHTS videos. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for some more of Let's Play of Nights into Dreams for the Sega Saturn, Japanese exclusive PlayStation 2, and the HD port on the likes of PC Steam, and of course the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360. So, last time we did manage to completely done with the forms of Mystic Forest, but as you can see on screen, that was a miserable run because I somehow got the D rank as opposed to C or higher. So this means, unfortunately though, we can't seem to be able to unlock the final level with Claris, but hopefully until the next video I will do it. But either way though, today for this episode, oh, and also we did manage to tackle through Frozen Bell for Elliot's dream. So today, for this video, is the fact that we are moving on to the forms of the level 3s of the forms of both Claris and Elliot. So let's go into the forms of the confusion from the likes of Soft Museum, from the likes of Claris's run. So I think, fundamentally speaking, I'm pretty sure this environment looks exactly like the forms of Mystic Forest, except everything else goes a little bit more softy than the forms of how it does it on the likes of, well, the previous level that we did. So, yeah, to be expected, like I said before, is the fact that we've only just got about 5 more days left until Christmas is approaching, so I'm very excited about this, and I'm sure that most people already be excited about this already. So as a result though, yeah, it's actually getting really close, and especially noticeable that we've only got about 12 more days left until we basically moved on to 2022, which is going to be a, not only slightly bit better than the forms of how it does it from the likes of I think anyway, that from the likes of those previous 2 years, or well, usually for this year so far, well, I found this year to be still okay, but nothing that great. But either way though, we'll let some toy sales will get their final thoughts of it whenever we get into the final Let's Play in this year, but certainly a lot better than the forms of 2020, that's for sure. But anyway, because, and also that the amount of game selections is going to be massive and huge. Like, we already mentioned this loads of times, like Sonic Frontiers and all that stuff, which I don't think we can able to mention about that again, because it probably speaks for itself. And, oh, this is interesting, we actually get into the inside of, I would say like a museum or something like that. So, at first I thought it was going to be like a technology thing, and I do apologize for that disgusting belch thing going on, because I somehow ate too much power pellets, so yeah, forgive me if I botched it. So anyway, I suppose another thing I should probably explain about this as well, that recently that Hori did manage to able to announce there's going to be another Nintendo Switch Joy-Con split controllers, the third-party version, you know, with the actual better grip, as well as the forms of a comfortable comfort that you get like a split pad. Apparently they're going to be able to be releasing the Sonic the Hedgehog version at some point in next year, because obviously they've already got the Pac-Man one, as well as the Mega Man version, and now they have the Sonic the Hedgehog version. I'm not exactly sure which version I might as well get, but I think I might as well able to get the ultimate treatment for the sake of likely the 4 legendary mascots, for the sake of the actual Split Pad Pro, for the sake of the Nintendo Switch controllers. Well, and usually for the most part anyway, so hopefully I will get around to that, although maybe not, mainly because of the fact that I had so many of my Joy-Cons with me. For the sake of likely, if I get the feeling if my Joy-Con controller gets drifted, so that means I can able to replace the other ones. So yeah, that might be my part of a plan for the sake of likely for keeping my Joy-Con controllers sealed from now on, just in case if there aren't any screw-ups here and there. So yeah, you probably get the idea about that. And also, one thing I should probably mention about this as well, that during this game specifically, that there are some pretty cool 3D perspective sections that you can able to actually just well, take control of the forms of likely just go left or right. Like I think it's actually pretty cool in terms of likely whenever they do this back in the day, especially noticeable back in 1996. So, but I digress. I have no idea why I just say things. A bit confusion there, but aside from that though, that's as far as I can usually honestly try to say about the actual discussion for this point today. So, and I suppose I should probably pointing out for the sake of the forms of another thing I want to discuss is the fact that apparently for the sake of this week is the fact that there won't be any uploading schedules for both Tuesday and Thursday, mainly because, well, we just weren't able to get this Let's Play finished until specifically, well, technically speaking, until in Christmas Eve for the sake of 24th of December, meaning on Friday. And this means about the fact that since that the uploading schedules is still going to be practically exactly the same system as the forms of in last year, and the majority of this year likely for a weekly standpoint. And as a result though, that yes, there won't be any uploading schedules on Tuesday and Thursday for this week, because obviously this particular Let's Play is still going to be uploaded for not just Monday, but also Wednesday and Friday for the sake of likely, just able to wrap things up. Because still, this game is pretty short though, just like the forms of how it does it on certain, like, arcade style of games and stuff like that, like Donkey Kong or Donkey Kong Jr. But ultimately speaking though, unlike Knight's Journey of Dreams, that game is practically long because of all their mission structure and stuff like that, as well as the forms of the ability that you need to able to replay the game twice in order to able to actually see the actual true ending of the game, both Will's dream as well as Helen's dream, so that might be some conception, so I digress. And another thing I just want to explain about this as well, that, well, I suppose I haven't sort of mentioned about this, but I'm probably gonna say it. That, you know how the fact that, you know how recently that Paper Mario for the Nintendo 64 has now officially came out for the sake of the Switch Online membership service, despite the fact you have to pay the ridiculous amount of money for the expansion pack. But also, get this, is the fact that the next N64 title is also coming to the Nintendo Switch Online membership service until next month. That's what appears to be the legendary duo of games. That's what appears to be Banjo-Kazooie, which is pretty awesome, especially you can now able to play the game on the go. Well, at least if you're able to actually have yourselves the expensive price tag, which is a bit of a downside, but regardless of such though, it might be nice to have for the sake of likely if you're trying to play the game on the go, or if you're having struggling with the forms of Rusty Bucket Bay, and if you can't afford able to collect, you know, all these music notes again, or the Jinjos again. Thankfully, you can able to actually just do a save state, all things considered. So, that might be reasonable, especially noticeable about the fact that, well, you know what I mean. So here's the next boss right here, which appears to be the Joker, and I think this boss fight might be a bit easy, just because, well, unlike the forms of their fish-like boss from the likes of Mystic Forest, that somehow it just makes this entire fight incredibly easy. You're gonna have to run him over a few times, and he is done. So yeah, piece of cake. And of course we got ourselves the good multiplier right here, so I think that should able to give us a bit of a good score. I think I will consider able to getting a B or still a C, which, oh, that's actually pretty swell. We got ourselves a B, so not too shabby. And of course we got the achievement right there, the confusion, so just keep that in mind on players on the Xbox 360, as you know. So I think we're doing pretty alright so far. Well, apart from the forms of the second level, which is of course Mystic Forest, but that's okay because again, yeah, as you can see, since we actually completed that level, yeah, I can't actually access the last level for Claris because I have to get C or higher ranks in order to get there. So for the time being, let's move on to Elliot's Dream 3. That's what appears to be Stick Canyon in the Revival. So, and this usually takes place in a wild canyon, western kind of environment. So, filled to the brim with the forms of some of these, well, metallic objects or anything else to be more specific. So, I think this is considerably kind of a tricky level in my opinion. Mainly because of how the fact that there might be a few times that you will able to actually waste your time on for the sake of likely if you able to go for a bit trying to get those, you know, links or blue spheres, or some cases some of these stars for more points. If you decide to go for the highest rank, then, well, best of luck anyway, because you will able to actually just, well, it's hard to say about this honestly, because I know it has been, I won't classify for saying it's almost like, 3 days ago since, Friday, because I know for the fact that recently Maxi has already finished up with the forms of Mario Kart Arcade GP2 recently, and unfortunately for the sake of time, we probably can't be able to do even more Let's Plays on Mario Karts anytime soon, until God knows if Mario Kart 9 will be in the works, which we still have no idea when that's gonna come, because after the events of that okay spin-offs, or one of them is actually pretty bad, like for instance Mario Kart Tour is another one of those examples of how I'm not doing a Let's Play of that game, and also Mario Kart Live Home Circuit, which I would like to show that off, but it's just the fact that, well, it's not enough room for my bedroom at the moment, so unfortunately I can't do that. And plus, I do know there's a recommendable way you can able to play the game on the living room, but unfortunately though, the actual spacing is a bit cramped, so unfortunately though, that particular playthrough of that game doesn't usually gonna happen either, so oh, there's a bit of a fun attraction that you can able to actually hop onto that little cage thingy right there, and you can able to actually take control of, well, knights in, specifically in those segments right here. So, yeah, that seems, kind of fun, especially noticeable about the fact that I'm pretty sure you come across into that, 3 times or something like that, at least specifically in this level. So, yeah, that does seem kind of fun to able to go through. So, anyway, let's go ahead and, keep on moving forward here, so hopefully we would be able to... Oh, there's the actual, the capsule thingy we need to able to demolish, which thankfully we've did, so... And we can able to take another cool ride, so... Yeah, and hopefully we should be able to actually get back into the beginning portion of that second segment, so... And also another thing that's worth pointing out as well is the fact that they recently also been revealed for the sake of the forms of likely, I think it already did happen for about a few days ago, and that's what it appears to be that yes, the Mega Drive / Genesis, Sega Genesis games have recently been added for the sake of likely for the Switch Online membership service as well. Such as, for instance, there was the forms of Altered Beast is one of those games, and also Toe Jam and Elliot and stuff like that, as well as Thunder Force 2 and another games that I somewhat forgot about because, well, normally, relatively speaking, is the fact that I don't normally looked upon that much of the forms of Switch Online membership service of titles, mainly because, well, I can see why there are a lot of people getting extremely mad when it comes to able to actually utilizing the forms of the Switch Online membership services for the sake of likely, well, the worst offender is obviously the expansion pack, because obviously with the expensive price tag, and also is the fact that the actual N64 emulation is nowhere near as perfect as the forms of as some people hoped. And also, well, the Mega Drive is fine, but the N64 run seems to able to actually get the weakest emulation, which, unlike the Wii, which runs perfectly well, and the Wii U is a bit okay, I guess, despite the actual dint color, which I will say the actual coloring of that contrast on the Wii U version on N64 games is so disgusting, which, yeah, I must admit though, I wasn't really a, massive into that particular color scheme as far as that's been concerning with for this emulation and stuff, so again, I might be biased, but either way though, yeah, I just want to classify that. So anyways, let's go ahead and move on to section 4. So before we get into that, we need to okay, so you can't hatch that, so okay, never mind. So I suppose we should probably just go ahead and move on right here, so oh god, I did not notice this thing launches me back. Oh, unfortunately though, another thing I want to classify for something is the fact that, unfortunately though, I, no longer have some of my, Sonic games on my iOS from now on, which are, Sonic at the Olympic Games Tokyo 2020, mainly because the actual, the closure for online stuff is now officially closed down. Although it's still playable for offline, but unfortunately though is the fact that I somehow accidentally deleted a game, mainly because, well, if I was trying to able to actually just to like Well, and also at the same time, unlike in the forms of Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games Tokyo 2020 on the Nintendo Switch, that I've seen to play for quite a few times, whilst in the forms of the Sonic's only version of that particular game on the iOS, I don't play it that much, mainly because, well, the only thing it kind of bothers me for the sake of that game, unlike the forms of how it does it on, the Nintendo Switch counterparts between Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games Tokyo 2020 version, is the fact that I just feel like the controls in that particular game, or specifically with Sonic at the Olympic Games Tokyo 2020, the controls are terrible. Although, not so bad on track, you know, the actual athletics track events, like the actual 100 meters and stuff like that. But when it comes to field, as well as the forms of certain events, like the trampoline, or table tennis, or heck, don't even get me started on badminton, holy macaroni, the controls are so bad. Like, it's especially noticeable how the fact that I can never, for the life of me, never seem to win on most of those events because of stupid controls like that. Well, I get it's all touch-based controls because it's all like touchscreen and stuff like that, but I found it way too fiddly and hard to get able to actually get huge grips with. And by the way, this is what happens if the time runs out, as you can see right there, and basically you'll turn back into the actual, the human counterpart, or to be more specifically Elliot in some cases, and basically your blue chips will scatter. So, although, thankfully though, it's nowhere near as far ahead from that particular ending portion, although before we, finish off the level, we need to open up some of these, Nighttopian eggs, so just in case we can able to see what's inside of them. And look at that, we got ourselves a glorious A rank. I think that was the only time I somehow get a time over on this stage, mainly on the forms of the fourth and final section of the level, so... Oh goodness gracious, there's Riala, the evil version of Knights. So yeah, the entire battle against with Riala, I'm pretty sure the only way you can able to damage him is the fact that you have to utilize the power loop as to able to deal the damage on him. Although it might be pretty tricky though if you ever first time playing the game. Although you will lose time if you get hit by Riala's attacks like that. So I gotta say, the actual music feels like, I don't know, it kind of reminds me of the forms of the actual remix music for the sake of Mario Stadium music from the likes of Mario Sports Mix or something like that to me. I have no idea, maybe I just made this up. So yeah, it's a kind of a tough fight, but regardless of such, if you do get enough you know, power loops on him, well, at least assuming if you're able to try to do it successfully, because unlike Knight's Journey of Dreams, that he was a complete joke from the likes of the sequel, whilst in this particular game is actually a lot difficult and challenging at the same time. So, but whenever we get into the forms of the true final level in a game, well, between both Elliot and Claris, that, well, I'm sure that you will find out during at some point on Wednesday, so, because, like I said, that no uploading schedules on Tuesday and Thursday, like I said so many times already, so there's no point for able to repeating that exact same question again, so yeah, that's why I classified that. So, oh shoot, I've almost run out of time. Come on, I need to finish him off. Come on, end him off. Oh, that's it. Okay, that's fine. That's okay for me, even though that my score results wasn't all that great. But regardless of such, I'm hoping I can get ourselves a C rank. Thank you. So, at the very least, since I've managed able to get C or higher ranks for Elliot's Dreams, this means I can instantly manage to go into the final level already. But, unfortunately though, like I said, that we have to go back to Mystic Forest level again with Claris, so that way we can able to show you guys what really happens if you do manage to beat both playthroughs of the game. So, suffice to say, I think we'll end things up here, so join me next time for more of Let's Play of Nights into Dreams. That we'll hit over back onto Mystic Forest as Claris, and eventually we'll hit on to the final level with those two characters. So, see you guys on Wednesday. Later, fellas.